I'm really happy with our bounce back and how we played today. Obviously, we want to win. We compete to win, but everything that we've talked about all week, we've grown a lot. We've gotten better, and like I told them, I feel like we're back. I feel like this is the team that I'm used to seeing. All week was a team that I'm used to seeing. We defended. We rebounded. We out-rebounded by one. We defended for the majority of the game. There was just a few stretches where, they made us pay on a couple things and kind of swung the momentum a little bit. In the first half, there was that little swing where we were up 10. And they had a couple lucky plays in terms of a prayer three that banks in. And then, a call on the foul on that drive, and that cut it. And then in the third, there was another stretch where they went and hit those 3 threes, and we didn't respond and get any score. So and then we fought back though. Then we fought back, and we made plays when we needed to. And a game like this just comes down to who makes a play, who makes a basket here or there, and they did that tonight. So overall though, from where we were at a week ago, I feel really good about where we are as a team. I feel really good about who we are and our character and our resiliency and our mentality and our mindset. I feel a hell of a lot better right now, and I think these guys will tell you the same as where we were. So I know, and I told these guys today, I told them yesterday, it doesn't, the outcome may not be a W, but we still won, and we still won in a lot of areas. And I know we're going to continue to get better because of this week. This week is going to make us better here on out. And I'm so glad that we're playing quickly in 2 games, and I'm so glad we're playing another really good team in Arkansas. We want to play the best. We need to play good teams, and we're going to go out there and we're going to compete. So I'm really proud of these guys, and can't wait to get back to it in West Palm.
For both of you in the fourth quarter, what did they kind of do offensively that kind of made things kind of challenging for you guys down the stretch?
I think a couple times I think it was number 4, they just ran kind of a back screen, and I think it kind of got jumbled with the game plan, and Coach talked about we didn't adjust quick enough to that. So I think it was just a little bit of that, and then just like she said, responding on their runs. I think like they went on a couple, and then there was like a possession where we would like miss a shot or something like that, or take like a quick shot. So I think it's just being able to make those changes quicker and recognize things.
Yeah, I would agree.
Coach Green said she feels like you guys are back, but what was missing? Like, what would you guys have to get back? I guess is what she's talking about.
Defensive intensity. It was really lacking. I think we all could feel it. We just didn't know where it was. And this week in practice, we've really, it's probably been our best week of practice all season. It's been intense. It's been tough. We've been competing. The practice guys have been good. So just being able to kind of get that back and being able to see our defensive intensity pay off, I think is really beneficial for us. And I think going forward, we will not lose that again.
I feel like it was really connected as well. We was always touching, always talking, always gathering together, and that makes you feel better no matter what you're in.
Jen, when you see that first 3-pointer go in there in the fourth quarter, what did that kind of do for you? Was that what just kind of got you going there in the fourth, or what was the key to you getting that run?
I just think I feel like when you think you're in a slump, it's because you're telling yourself you're in a slump. So not trying to be so mentally paralyzed. I just kept on playing, kept on shooting. Teammates kept on encouraging me. Coach staff was encouraging me. So it's like, why would I be the only one that's down on myself? And I feel like that kind of helped me.
For both of you guys got a busy week ahead with 2 back-to-back games. What do you hope to focus on in just these short few days before those few games?
I think just making sure we carry over everything we got out of this week. I don't want it to drop off just because we're not playing, Mizzou anymore. So just being able to carry that over and just have that same mentality going in, because these are both really good teams as well. So just kind of having that same defensive intensity, knowing our shots are going to fall in games, but knowing we have that intensity back and just kind of keep that rolling.
And also playing back-to-back. I think that kind of helps us in March in the Big Ten tournament, so being able to have quick turnarounds.
Mm-hmm.
KB, did you feel like in the second half their zone kind of just made it a more of a Genesis and Makira and a perimeter-oriented game, or what did you feel like their switch on defense did for you guys?
I thought it was great. You know, I thought the guards did a really good job of getting into me when I sealed, where I sealed. Their passes were great. And, you know, we're going to go to whoever's hot. And, you know, Jen was hot in that fourth quarter, like hitting, I think, like 4 threes back to back. You know, there were a couple of times they got it inside and I got a couple buckets. So I think it's just kind of, you know, I think I got going initially and then they all sunk in, and then Jen and Makira stepped up and hit those shots outside. So it forces them to pick, and, you know, we'll just go to whatever they don't.
Obviously, you guys want to win. You're competitive in that way. So how do you balance maybe seeing what you think is a bigger picture with finding that defensive intensity versus just the disappointment or frustration, I guess, of where you are right now?
Yeah, definitely wanted to win this one, especially since it's the bragging rights game. So, I mean, be disappointed and let that fuel us going into next week, but also keeping it in perspective of we're back, like everything we did this week is going to carry over, but also, you know, kind of keeping this game in the back of our mind, like we cannot fall again just to, like, you know, have to get it back this game.
Just perspective, like knowing that we have a quick turnaround, so it's not like a week break like last game, but quick turnaround. We got prep tomorrow, so it's like she said, think about tonight, but tomorrow it's a new game.
It felt odd to, you know, 7 players played tonight for you guys. What was that just kind of the flow of the game, or was there kind of anything behind that, not going as deep on the bench as you'd maybe have gone in the past?
I think as you get into these games, everyone tightens up their rotations. I mean, we're getting into tough games. It's a tight game. I knew we were going to go small a lot just because of the matchups. And this is time, things get tighter. It's going into Big Ten. So that's it. And I thought they did really well. So, you know, those are our returners and who have a lot of experience, and just a lot of it was matchups.
Shauna, did you feel like in the second half, same question I kind of asked KB, that the touches were more perimeter-oriented because of the defense you were seeing and the way they switched it up?
No, because I thought we were still very adamant in trying to get the ball. I don't know what KB had in the second, but we went heavy to try to get her the ball in there, and she actually had a couple that won. She had the kick out 3 to Jen in the corner. You know, so we were very, very intentional with trying to get the ball into her hands. Even down the stretch, every play at the end of the game, I drew up for her. And then Makira had a lane, and then we ended up getting a 3-point shot because it wasn't open that we missed. But so no, I know I was very, very intentional of trying to get her touches down there. And then we turned it over. We made a pass so hard that she didn't. So, you know, we got to clean that up. But I thought, you know, we could have went to her every single time, but we got kind of 3 happy in that stretch, and they were going in. But then, like I told them, we still got to make sure we're getting paint touches, whether it's post entries and or guards attacking. And we missed a lot of shots in the paint that, I mean, I don't know how many missed layups we had, but we had a lot of shots that we've been making in practice. We didn't make them. So, and I'll take them.
Do you see the same thing that maybe Kendall saw, that what you guys needed to get back was that defensive intensity, or was there more to this kind of first stretch of the season here?
I mean, you guys know I've been saying that all year was our defensive intensity. This is the first time after a game I've been happy with our defense, I think, all year. So that's a good thing. And sometimes you got to get your butt kicked really bad to kind of get the attention of them, where they're really gonna, you know, they're really. They everything we did this week, it was, they knew it, and they knew that it was going to be hard. They wanted to be challenged. They knew that they needed, you know, we all needed to kind of get back to that. So I think overall, like I said, I know it doesn't feel good right now. We didn't lose 2 in a row last year, but I really know that that Michigan game is gonna help us. It got our attention. And I'm telling you, we got a lot better. And it was a tough week. You know, it was a tough week, but we got more connected. We're more together. When you go through some of that stuff, and we had a lot of conversation, we were very vulnerable and honest with one another. And we're way more connected now than we were a week ago. And when you're connected and you play as one, good things are going to happen. You know, some of the shots didn't fall today. Maybe, you know, we didn't make a couple adjustments on the court in terms of they started setting that low screen. But we're okay. we're okay, and we're going to be okay, and we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to keep competing, because that's what we do.
Sorry, thank you. Coach Jada got some pretty good minutes tonight. What do you like from her performance, or what do you hope to see from her in upcoming games?
Again, these guys play, pretty much 5 guards. It's a hard guard. We had Dal on Frank almost the entire game, and she's giving him. Dal's only like 5'8", and she held Frank to 13 points. If you would have told me that Frank only has 13 and Mama has 20 and no one else has double figures, I tell you, I'll take that any day. That's what we wanted. That was our entire game plan coming in. Now we needed to do a couple things different when they start setting that low screen for number 4, because we were playing off, then we were supposed to engage, and we didn't do a great job engaging on those. And then they set that low ball screen. We need to switch that, and that we need to recognize that sooner. But that's why we went small with that. So I thought Jada, her defensive intensity was really good. She had some good looks. I wish that one at the end would have went in. It was top of the key. I'd take her shooting that all the time, but she was great, and we need her continue. We need her to score a little bit more, but I was really, really happy with her defense. But again, with a team like this, you're so worried about the 3-point line. You guys saw they can go off quickly. They're elite shooters, and they're better shooters than they were last year, this team, and they're bigger than they were last year. It's a good team. It's a good team that runs really, really good action, and every single person's a threat besides one. It's a hard guard for your 4s and your 5s, and I'm proud of them for as well as they did.
You know how well your team can shoot the 3, and we've seen in the past. I mean, were you getting the looks that you liked, and how important was it for Genesis just to keep staying aggressive and keep firing away?
Yeah, I mean, I want her shooting those. How many went in and out? I mean, she had at least 3 tonight that I can remember, right? That literally went around, down, and then popped out. I mean, I'm just kept, at the end, I'm like, those shots, I think they're going in every time she shoots it. So I want her to shoot those. And I thought they were shots out of our action. They were rhythm shots. They were open shots. We got what we wanted. Now, some of the ones I wanted us to penetrate a little bit more at times, and I would have liked for us to take a couple more pull-ups from Makaira and Jen in the Big Ten area, because we got in there, and if we made some of those at the rim, it could be a different ball game. But it's a game of runs, and we had opportunities to build on leads, and we didn't.
It's kind of the same thing I asked them. Like, obviously, you wanted to win this game, so how do you balance the frustration of a loss versus, as you now see, like I was saying, you see the bigger picture? What's for you personally? What's your balance there?
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because we want to win, and I thought this was a game that, just through how well we did guard them for the majority of the game, besides little spurts, I felt really, really good, and we had an opportunity late, and then that last stretch where we just couldn't connect when they were up 5 or 6, and we couldn't score for a couple possessions, and kind of felt it slipping away. But then we fought back at the end and made it a game. But this, when you play the right way, and when you play hard and you do what you're supposed to do, and it's an even game as this, it's frustrating, but at least you can sleep at night knowing our team, they're together. Our team worked. Our team was ready. They were prepared. They played their butts off. I thought our effort was great. I feel a hell of a lot better sitting here today than I did a week ago, because I knew there was a lot of things that I had felt that it was going that way, and I feel really good right now about our team. I feel really, really good. Through everything we've been through this week, I said we are much better off today, and I know now, and I believe that we are going to be fine. Sometimes, right, it's funny because some of these games are probably what people thought would have happened last year. And now, you don't lose 2 games in a row last year, and now, again, everyone thinks we're awful or whatever, and that's okay. We still have this program. We're still building. We're still building who we are, what our identity is. But I feel really, really good, and I feel really, really confident about the people we have in our locker room, and I know what we're made of. I know how they responded. I know how their grit and the toughness that they showed. I know how bad they want this. So I feel good. And we got Arkansas is really, really good. Our schedule's hard. We could have scheduled easy, and we could be sitting at whatever 9-1 or 10-1 like we were last year. So I'm more concerned about the process and where we are than our record, if that makes sense, because we're still early in what we're trying to do here and how we're trying to build this thing, and you can't skip steps in the process. You can't just go and like I would love to, but you can't. If you're going to build a lasting, sustained program of success and doing things the right way and defend, rebound, and run and toughness and togetherness, we got to go through some hard times. So we embraced it. We're better. And now we go and we prepare and we fight another day tomorrow.
You've known Makaira for years. She's coming off a serious injury. She's at the top of the scouting report for everybody. She's going to see everybody's best defender. How do you feel like she's kind of moving through this, early part of the year?
Yeah, she was great all week. She felt really, really good coming into the game. I thought she had a better floor game overall. She had some good shots. They didn't go in. And I keep telling her to take that. I keep working with her. We've watched film every day this week. We've talked about the game. She understands where the spots she needs to get to. And for the majority of the game, she got to those. She didn't connect and finish some of them. So she's just gonna one day at a time with her, just like all of us, one day at a time. She'll continue to get better, and some of those shots will start falling.
I guess along those lines is because, some of the shots you guys are missing, we've seen you guys make
Yeah.
collectively. Does that give you a little bit more of that feeling we talked about of where you're at, just knowing that eventually those will fall, or is that unrelated?
Yeah, no, I again, last game you guys heard me say I didn't think we took good shots. I thought we ran our stuff tonight. I thought we got, for the most part, I got to watch film and see. I'm sure we took some bad ones. I know we did, and some rushed ones, but we ran our stuff. There was poise. There was purpose with what we were doing offensively. We didn't panic and just jack like we did against Michigan. So yes, I do. And when our defense is sound and we're really guarding, then I have more faith and I can sleep better at night, because then I know our offense will come and we'll get rolling. And we need that. We need more people to score than just KB and Jen. So just like they only had 2 in double figures, we only did 2. So we got to continue to work that and put people in some positions. But we got good shots. Got to knock them down.
When the game is really close like that, in the last few huddles, last few timeouts, what do you try to emphasize to the girls so that there is no panic and so they can keep that energy going?
Yeah, in these timeouts, I was like, we're fine. Everything we practiced this week, we were put them in that position. So there was a couple times in practice, we were down 6 with 2 minutes left, and it was actually one of the same situations here. So I thought, again, that preparation led to confidence for our guys and confidence in me of knowing what we were going to do. And I just told them we're fine. Like, we're good. It was 2:30 and we were down 6. It was a 2-possession game. We got this. And they did what they responded. They did what we were supposed to do. We executed off the board in late game of a couple things I drew up that, we hadn't even done. Great execution, got a layup. So I was really happy with that, of their poise down the stretch. And they were very vocal tonight in those timeouts. They were the ones. They were already talking and huddled and tight and together, and I had to break my way through a couple of those huddles. So that was a good sign. They're talking. One time I went in there, Makaira's writing on the board of what they got to get better at. That's growth. We weren't doing that. In Michigan, no one's talking. So we're getting better, our leadership, everything.
I think they came in today, they were making like 9 3-pointers a game, and I think shooting like about 37%.
Yeah.
What was the key to limiting them, do you feel like, in your 3-point defense?
We guarded the 3-point line. We were elite last year at guarding it, and it was just something we talked about. We talked about, really last year and how we guarded it. We showed them some clips of it. And we were urgent today. We played like we, had been playing last year of defense. We were urgent. We had intensity. We were talking, and we were playing with great effort. So when you do that, and all week we've been, preparing for a high hand on everyone. And we were even more like, make them put it on the floor, make them a driver, because then we had Jen with built-in help because we weren't guarding 4. Besides, when she drove, then we were supposed to engage and not. So we had our built-in help all the time. But you can see a couple of those shots they made, they were contested. I mean, we had our high hand. I'm telling them to fly out at them. They're really good, and they're tall. So we were flying out even more so than we normally do. And we've worked that all week with them. Thank you.